What's going on, YouTube world? Looks like I am live. This is my weekly 1 hour or 2 hour, however long it ends up being, live show where I ship out all of my weekend orders. So I've got 28 to ship out today. And I'm going to get going here pretty soon, but I'm going to give some people time to get in here before I get started. And then, as I always do, jump on TikTok as well. So let me jump on real quick. But if for some reason you guys can't hear me or see me, please let me know and I will get adjusted. And those that are in the live, let me know what's going on. How was your weekend? Let me know who's watching. I don't always, obviously, I can't see without a comment who's watching. I have friends tell me all the time, like, hey, I was watching your live video. And I'm like, oh, I mean, without a comment, I don't know. So love to hear from you guys as well. And I'm live on TikTok now. I got a few people jumping in YouTube. So welcome. Hope you guys are having great sales this weekend. And I'm sure you've probably already shipped them out already. But yeah, let me know some sales that you've had, some really good sales that you're proud of from this weekend. I've got a couple really good ones, but a lot of them were bread and butter items. And they're all back there. And I forgot my water, so I'm going to go grab that real quick, and I'll be right back. All right, we're back in business. Mason Jar Exchange is watching on TikTok. I've got a TikTok, YouTube dual live going on right now. So if I'm looking down or up and you're not familiar with these shows that I do where I ship out orders, that's why I may be possibly looking either at you or below you or above you or whatever. Anyways, Ginger, welcome. How's it going, Ginger? See why my camera here is kind of, it's better. It's like going in and out of like focusing. What's going on, TikTok world? What's going on, YouTube? Got 28 orders I'm shipping out today. They're all back there. Most of them are bread and butter items, but got 4 or 5 pairs of shoes. I've got a lot of dress shirts, and then I've got a couple items that sold for around that 50 plus range. Ginger says at work. Ginger, I'm not sure what you do. If you'd love to share, I'd love to hear it. Jess on TikTok says just did some packing too, sold a porcelain figurine. I'll get started here in a second, guys. Just give some time for people to jump in here. We usually get a good crowd in here. Nice. Sold a porcelain figurine. What did you get for that, Jess? I've been trying to expand into porcelain and ceramics and things like that. Ginger is in accounting. Okay, that's awesome. I could have seen myself going in that route as well. Jeremy, what's going on? Colts Comics. L.A. Bailey says, so how do you know if Wrangler tag is vintage? Help. I'm not an expert on vintage Wranglers, so I can't give you the best advice on that, but maybe someone in here can. But a lot of times, if it has like the, I could guess, but hopefully someone else can help you out, either on YouTube or on TikTok. I just don't sell enough Wranglers to know vintage. It's easy for me to see. If I see the tag, I can tell if it's old, obviously, if it's been worn. You can kind of tell if it's, older than 20 years. But there are, if you just Google, here's my advice. If you just Google vintage Wrangler tags, or if you look up on eBay vintage Wrangler shirts, you can kind of get an idea for people selling similar items with similar tags, what whether yours is vintage or not. So sorry, TikTok, if my video is not coming through clear. For some reason, I'm not sure why it's like having a hard time focusing on me. It looks really blurry for some reason compared to normal. Got $8, but only paid a quarter. Nice. $8 plus shipping. Sold one of my dad's old knives. Okay, awesome. Thrift on. My grandmother gave me a bunch of knives from her husband, and he wasn't my grandfather. I mean, I would have called him that, but they got married later on in life, and I sold a bunch of knives for him, and those do really well. Pocket knives. Can't sell them on Facebook Marketplace, though. It goes against their policies. I had my biggest day yesterday. David from Line Creek posted a video about running a sale and 8 sales. Wow, that's awesome. Way to go. All right, guys. Well, if you have any questions, as always, go ahead and put them in. I'll do my best to help you. And if I don't have the answer, like the vintage Wrangler, I'll just give you my best advice and tell you that I don't know it as much. But Southwest VA Flippin' Mama is in. We've got a few on YouTube. I'm going to go ahead and get to shipping. And I kind of forgot to set this up. I normally have this ready to go when I click live. So give me just a sec. I'm going to get my spreadsheet pulled up here. I made a Facebook sale this morning. Had a FootJoy Dry Joys golf jacket. Guy came over and met me close by my house. Sold it for $20 with a flaw, paid $8 for it. So only made like 11 profit, but it was an older item. Glad that it's gone. It's going well. Thanks so much for asking. My Saturday and Sunday, my Friday was slow. Saturday and Sunday were good. As far as sales go, I had probably $400 each day. I think Friday was like $200, 170, something like that. So sitting around 1,000 for the week, 28 items to ship out. And then, yeah, this weekend was good. Let me know what you guys think. How was your weekend? You don't have to talk about sales. It could just be like, hey, we had fun. We went and did something fun. So Saturday was like a work day for me. My wife and I got a lot of stuff done. And then Sunday was kind of more of a rest, relax. All right, let me pull up a batch of orders here. Sandy's in. Welcome, Sandy. Oh no. Sandy says slow here, and I have my first breakable item shipped back. Yeah, that's always sad to realize, but I've had several. I started selling breakables probably in the last 6 months. I've had probably a couple of those happen, and even though it sucks, it happens from time to time. But I get that. It's definitely not a fun thing to have happen to you. All right. First item up was this Gap button-down shirt. Sold it new with tags. Item I had for a while, just a solid blue shirt, went for $25 all in. I mean, I was hoping honestly to get 30 or 35, but sometimes you just got to move it. This was a year and a half old, so had it since late 2019. And Ginger, you were saying that you ran a sale sell and sale are two different things, and I always get the wrong pronunciation. But you were saying you ran a sale this weekend. I'm always running sales, but I had 20% off. Well, this weekend I ran 25% off my prices just to see if I could generate some movement, especially on older items. And I did get some older items that went. So all right, here's an untuck it that went. I've been having better luck with these like polo untuckets rather than like the button down like dress shirts. I got $25 for this as well. Guys, I got some news from today. I got the first Pfizer vaccine today. Got my shot. So if you don't hear from me in the next few days, then you may want to check in, make sure I didn't like kill over. I'm honestly not too worried about it. Happy to finally get it. Yeah, 25 isn't bad on Gap, and I normally don't pick up used Gap, so that's because it was new. That's why I got it, and I'm not complaining at all. 25 is good on a shirt. I probably paid $4 or $5 for, but it wasn't a smaller size. I mean, it was men's large, so I'm not sure why it took a while to sell. Mark says, "Can't thank you enough for helping me get started with eBay." Mark, so happy to hear that. Thank you so much for sharing that. I'm glad that I've taught you about clothing and contributed to your future success. So it's exciting to hear. Yeah, Ginger says she ran a sale this weekend, and yesterday was her biggest day with 8 sales and had 2 sales all week. So to quadruple that in one day from the whole week is amazing. I bet that's really exciting for you, Ginger. And now you've got like a tip of, maybe running sales on the weekend to help boost some sales for you. Does anyone else have a hard time saying sales and sells? If the item sells, it's going to be $20, but I'm running a sale on my store. Those are just always mixed up for me. Also, heel and hill. That one always gets me too. Oh, Ginger, leaving me in suspense. Oh, okay. You typed it. I guess your comment, your second comment came in first for some reason, but realization of why sales have been slow and the majority of your 270 items are winter. Makes sense. All right, next item up. This was a very old item. Eddie Bauer brand new dress pants, just khaki pants. I mean, 34 by 30. It's a decent size, brand new with tags. I've had these for 2.5 years. Finally got $20 for these. Don't tell, or not that you can tell me, but I'd love to know why something like this, like brand new Eddie Bauer pants, why are these taking so long to sell? I don't know why. But there was a correct pronunciation of that word if anyone's keeping track. Filet mignon. I can't say it. The words that trip us up, right? Michael Wright, I've never had that happen, to put holds on items unless it's a return. Or if the buyer has reached out to eBay and opened a case or reached out for any reason, that may be why they're putting a hold. But usually when that happens to me, it's because the buyer has reached out or they've requested a return. So you may call into eBay and just say, what's going on? Why are these payments on hold? All right, next up, these Louisville Slugger pants. brand new with tags. I got a total of $20. 20? Yeah, I think so. I'm trying to figure out how much I charged for shipping, but 20 all in on these. Probably not something I'd pick up anymore. These just, I mean, the tag shows $34.99, but I'm sure Academy or Walmart or somewhere sells these for cheaper than that. So, Figley Mignon. That's funny. I've got more of these baseball pants in my store. So hopefully we'll start to see those move now that we're in the season for stuff like that. Man, if someone is watching on YouTube, will you just type a test comment in? I'm not getting any comments, and I usually do by now, so I'm not sure if my comments are down or if just no one feels like typing. Which is totally fine. You don't have to. All right. This was a pretty good sale, a winter item from this weekend. Yeah, sorry, Michael. I'm not sure how to help you on that, except just to say I would call into eBay. Hopefully you can get that figured out. This Eddie Bauer Fisherman sweater got a vintage tag on it. And I got $35 for this. And this is pretty par for the course on items like this. I mean, this is a heavy cotton sweater. Got the buttons on the front. I love finding these Fisherman sweaters. They always do really well for me. I'm going to try and get it in a padded flat rate, but I think it's going to be too thick. We'll see if I can roll it up. I believe I can do it. While I'm trying to get this in here, did anyone from either platform do anything fun and exciting this weekend? I think it's going to work. Got it in. If it fits, it ships. All right. Going to Florida. Interesting. Got a fisherman sweater going to Florida. I wonder if it's like a fisherman. I wouldn't expect a sweater going to Florida in April. All right. Tiger Woods golf jacket. Sold this for $35 all in. Nice little like lightweight jacket going to Washington. I think it's under a pound, but we'll see. Boom, 15 ounces, coming in under a pound. Just double check to make sure. Yep, still under a pound. Thrift On says Scarborough Fair Renaissance Festival in what? I'm not even going to try and pronounce that. Some town that starts with a W in Texas. That sounds like fun. Maybe I will try and pronounce it just to give you all a laugh. Waxahachie, Texas. Not even sure if I said that anywhere close to how you pronounce it. All right, next item was another old item. I picked up a couple of these, and it was easy to just create a listing with quantity two, but they're St. Louis Cardinals, like lightweight, like pullover short sleeve jackets. I sold the first one not too long ago. Here's the second one, but these are items that I've had for 2 years, over 2 years, February of 2019. This one went for, I mean, when I have something like this that I no longer want to have, it's just like, make me an offer. If it's decent, I'm going to accept it. Buyer made an offer for, no, this sold full price, $13.34 plus 5 shipping. So just over 18 or something like this. And I moved quite a bit of old inventory this week, but I've been relisting, so relisting old inventory. That's going to Utah, so American Arbitrage Estate. I'm not sure where in Utah he is, but I know he's in Utah. Took my 8-year-old daughter to an estate sale for the first time this weekend. It was a lot of fun. Nice. I like it. Getting the kids in on the hustle. Southwest VA Flippin' Mama, your handle is a long handle. What is, if you don't mind sharing, what's your name? And I'll start calling you by your name. Picked up a Pendleton corduroy sport coat today, size 44 tall, snagged it for $3. Wow. I mean, I'm just going to go off the top of my head and think that you're going to get easily over 50, but what are you thinking on that? I mean, if going off the top of my head, I would say closer to like 75, maybe 100. But again, I haven't looked up comps, so maybe more. David, what's going on? David, not sure if Ginger told you, but you're the reason why she had her biggest weekend. You did a video on putting your store on sale, and she had 8 sales from this past weekend. So I love how this reseller community helps each other out. All right. Got some Polo Ralph Lauren jeans that went out for $27.50. Learning together. Yeah, I love it. Anyone else hate the things that come off of this padded flat rate? It's like they always stick to your fingers. They have a hard time falling off. Go by Jess. All right, I'm going to write that down. I've got like a running Post-it note of handles with names. So I will start calling you Jess if you don't mind. And I think it's more personal, right? People like being called by their name. The static on them is horrible. Yeah, it's frustrating. I always get really frustrated with those things. All right, FootJoy is a great golf brand. Got these black shorts. Went for $30 on a best offer going to Marietta, Georgia. It's kind of a higher end golf brand. I mean, these shorts probably brand new. You'd be looking at over $50 easy. Did anyone from this weekend, which I don't think it's going on anymore, but there was a sale or a, what's it called? Like a coupon code for Sendle, I think is the name of the company that does poly mailers. And they were giving away 200 free poly mailers. All you had to do is have this code. And I think they've already taken it down. So I don't think it's still applicable, but someone shared with me about it and I was able to get in before they took the code down. Anyone else get in on that? Feels special to make it to the Post-it note club. Haha. Well, here you go. That's how many I have so far. I mean, I'm learning, and as I learn, I take, I don't need Post-it notes, but I've got probably a dozen names written down with handles with names because, makes it more personable, I guess. If you're watching on YouTube, will you give me a thumbs up? Give me a like. I've already got a few likes, but I would love that if you take the time to do that. Sold this mountain khaki, like flannel shirt, men's small, had a flaw on it. Not sure what the flaw was, honestly, but men's small, and the flaw, that's kind of a double whammy. I only got 15 bucks for it, but glad to move it. It is gone. Otherwise, I would have gotten 30 to 35 on this mountain khaki flannel. Another one going to South Carolina. And I know I say this all the time, but I know I've got new followers jumping in, and from time to time, people aren't always familiar with these lives, but I always put the state abbreviation that this package is going to on the outside. And for the out of the 10 that I've just done, I've got 2 going to South Carolina, so I put the zip code right below it as well. And I very rarely have the same state, same zip code. Has happened a couple of times, but not very often. Thrift On, you're welcome. Yeah, the bubble wrap. I just actually ordered some. I ordered 8 rolls. I mean, it comes like one order is 4. So I got 2 orders, and I should be good for probably the next 3 to 6 months. Do I have any good prices on tape? I don't. You know, like the couple of times I bought tape, I usually will buy in bulk. So I'm not afraid to spend money just to get enough tape where I won't have to buy for another 6 months to a year. Like last time I ordered 100 rolls for like 40 bucks, but it was cheap. So I don't have like a buyer or a link or anything on tape. I mean, I've got a link on tape, but it's not the cheapest. Usually when I need it, which I still got like 40 rolls over here, when I need it, I'll just go look for the lowest price, the best value. So sorry, I can't help you out on that, but maybe that's something I should look into, see if I can find like a supplier or a seller of tape to put in a link in my videos. Yeah, David, I do bulk ship. It's just that like right now I've got 28 orders from this weekend that I'm shipping out. And if I do all 28 at the same time, there's a great chance I'm going to have a lot of duplicate states, and I have to remember all of that. So I only do 10 at a time. And, you know, in the bulk shipping, because I'm doing this live, it's taking more time. So if I take up too much time, it will time out. And then I have to redo everything. So batches of 10, that's kind of how I do it. Let's see here. I'm just entering in my shipping prices into eBay real quick. I had a really fun sale that's from this weekend. An item that I've shown on our Two Flippin' Dudes show that I'll be showing you here in a second went for $70. A non-clothing fun toy. It's back there. I don't know if you can see it. Can you guys see it back there? Yeah, I'll say it again on YouTube. If anyone's watching, I have had no comments come in. I usually do by now. Have quite the chatter on YouTube. So if you're watching and will just enter in something like just test or something just to say hello. I just want to test out that the chat is actually working on YouTube, because for some reason it doesn't seem to be working. Danny is watching. Nice. Thanks, Danny. It's interesting because it's not showing my comments, or it's not showing comments from viewers. It just says it's blank. It's got the bar, but blank. Why is it doing that? Okay, now I see the chat, but it's in a different window. Okay, sorry guys. I guess there's a lot of comments in. Thank you so much, Rusty. Just replying to some of these comments now. I had an item sell and eBay relisted my item and another person bought it. How is this possible? I did not relist it. It's a great question. I'm going to just kind of separate this window so I can see comments coming in now. Okay, now we're back in business. I have had I have had this happen before where I've had items get posted on eBay that I didn't list or I already sold. The only time I've seen that in my store is when I've had multiple quantities. So let's say I list something that has like three different, I'm listing a shirt that I've got three of. Sometimes that number, like if I sell one and I'm down to two, sometimes whenever it's gotten relisted, it's gone back up to three. So I'm not sure if it was a multi-quantity listing that you had, but I would call eBay because that stinks to have to now go in and to have to do like a defect because you had that happen. And what I'll do, which this isn't exactly the most ethical, but I mean, honestly, I would just take the hit. I mean, one ding isn't going to be huge if you just do out of stock, had to cancel the order. I'm not going to tell you what I was going to say just because I don't want to put out bad advice. Jose, I did sell the snowman. That one actually went to a viewer on TikTok. Like as soon as I posted that Beanie Baby video, someone was like, I want the snowman. I had two other people reach out and saying they wanted other ones, but they never got back to me after I responded. So sorry, I do have a few Beanie Babies on my eBay account. If you guys are interested, just got them as like $10 plus shipping. Obviously, I'll take offers. But sorry, I was missing comments. Yeah, Rusty, I don't know. Maybe someone else can help. Have you ever had that happen either on YouTube or TikTok where you've sold something and then somehow it got relisted and then it sold again? I just haven't really had that happen that often. And thanks, TikTok comments, for letting me know that there are comments on YouTube. Now I'm seeing them. For some reason, it wasn't showing up. All right, but we're rolling. I think I've got them all entered in here. Yes, we're good to go. Let's print these. Just happened to ginger on Facebook this weekend. Had to cancel the order. Ethan, College Reseller, is asking for the biggest flip this week, and I'm not going to give it away just yet, but it's coming. I had two in the 70s, two items that went for $70 to $80. I'll be showing those in just a second. Build a little suspense, right? I'll ask you, Ethan, what was your biggest flip? And anyone watching, what was your biggest flip from this weekend, if you care to tell me? How do you figure out shipping costs? I mean, for me personally, clothing is pretty easy to kind of get an idea for how much something's going to cost. But if you're a new reseller, whether you're selling clothing or other things, non-clothing, I would just say do calculated shipping. Make sure when you're doing calculated shipping, it's going to charge the buyer based on where it's going, how far, and the dimensions that you put in. So weight and size of the package. It's very important that if you're a new reseller, that you're not getting gypped on shipping, meaning paying more than buyers being charged. So make sure to put in the right package dimensions in the order when you go to list or in the listing. So, let's say you're selling 3 plates and you don't know how much shipping is going to cost. And it's very confusing, obviously, because 1 state away is going to be cheap, 3 states away is going to be more expensive. What I would say is box that up. Put your bubble wrap in there, put all the filling, put it in the box, and then weigh it after you've already packaged it so that you have the accurate weight. If you just weigh the plates, you're going to be a pound or 2 off. And so that means the buyer's going to pay, let's say $10, and really it's going to cost you $15 to ship. So you want to make sure that when you're new and learning how to ship, that you're doing calculated and putting in the final dimensions and weight of your items. That's how I would advise that. Other than that, I mean, I still sometimes lose money on shipping because I'm off. I may think something's under a pound and it ends up being over. So I mean, it is what it is. But I've kind of just started to learn because I've shipped out probably thousands of items. I mean, I'd guess close to 10,000 items. I've learned this shirt is going to be $350, or these pants are going to be $776, and in time you'll start to figure it out. But no, you're not alone. I mean, shipping is one of the things that all new resellers ask about. It's frustrating and kind of hard to figure out at the beginning, but you'll start to get the hang of it, and you may make some mistakes, but give yourself some grace and just learn as you go. Wow, a lot of comments on the biggest flip this weekend. Danny asked, do we need to buy your oldest item this week so you can win on 2 flipping dudes? No, Danny, I think I'm good this week. I don't think Chris can top it, and he's not watching. I don't think so. He won't know. But my oldest item this week is 2.5 years old. It's pretty much when Chris started flipping. So I think I got him on that category. I may still need to make a big sale this week, though, that's higher than 70 to beat him on that category. Sold a 10-cent cassette tape for $15. Bundle of 2 Aztec print sweaters, $90. Wow, Lynn. Crew Boss firefighter pants sold for $120, paid $10. And a lava lamp, got it for free, or had it, sold for $120. Nick and Renee, wow, man. Lava lamp for $120. I used to have a lava lamp. I guess I should have kept it. Where did you come across? So Rusty's asking Nick and Renee where he or she came across firefighter pants. Diana, thanks so much for following me. I appreciate that. Ethan, you've got me on my toes. How dare you cliffhang me? I know, right? It's all about the clickbait. I mean, you've already clicked and you're here. So now I've got to just keep you in for a little longer. It's probably going to be in this next batch too. $4 Callaway driver set sold for $115. Nothing much in terms of big money flips, but a few small ones, which has been good. Tina, you're welcome. I don't remember, was it about shipping? Yeah, thanks so much for answering my question with such detail. You're welcome. I try and give you the best information that I can, because I get it. We're all there at some point. We're all new resellers or new at something, trying to figure it out. And that's what this community has been so awesome with, is just helping one another. That's so funny, Nick and Renee. I was reading your comment on, we live in Central Washington, and this label's going to Washington as I was reading that. Clarkston, Washington. I don't know if that's close to you at all. That'd be hilarious if it was like the same town that you live in. Maybe I should just make sure it doesn't have a Nick or a Renee on there. Is anyone watching from outside of the US, Canada, Mexico, or any other country out there? Bought an Art of Kung Fu Panda book for $2.99 and sold for $130. Wow. I mean, books aren't something I normally look at, and now you're making me think that I should be checking that section. All right, let's get this next batch up, see if we can get rolling on the next 10. You guys have had some great sales this weekend. I mean, a lot of those are topping mine, so doesn't surprise me though. Clothing is just not a high dollar item for the most part. And I'm going for volume. I'm going for, that's usually my MO right there, is high volume. Got an item going to old stomping grounds of Colorado. All right, sold these. You look like you play guitar. Are you talking about me? I look like I play guitar. I do play guitar. Mountain Hardwear hiking shorts I sold for $22.50. This is my fellow Coloradan picked these up. I shouldn't say fellow anymore. Not really fellow. It's more of a former fellow. I don't know what you'd call that. But Mountain Hardwear, I don't know if I said the brand. Hello from Arizona, Grammy Angie. Well, hello. Chris at Peak is in the live. Don't sleep on deep V's. That's right, Chris. Going super cash today. It is a Monday. Let's go super cash. Sold these Merrells. Conquer is the model. Men's shoes for $38 all in with shipping. Kimberly, let's see, Kimberly A. Cummins, welcome to the live. I did not sleep in this deep B. Did not sleep with it on, I should say. Yeah, these shoes are excellent condition. I mean, you guys can see on the soles there, not much wear. So $38 is a good price on those. I've noticed Merrell's slowing down quite a bit. I was honestly shocked. I mean, 38 is like would have been a year ago, 2 years ago, would have been my minimum. And now I just feel like they've slowed down quite a bit to where if I get upper 30s and low 40s with shipping on a pair of Merrell shoes, just like casual shoes, I'm pretty pumped about that. I will say I had some like 6 months ago, I had a coupon for the eBay shipping supplies, and I didn't need poly mailers, so I got tape. I got the eBay tape. I don't think I'll ever get that again. It is super loud. Every time I use it, my wife's like, "Can you stop doing that?" Because she's on the other side of that wall. I'm like, "Sorry, I kind of need to ship these out." But I get it. She does one-on-one calls with students for her job, like coaching. She's not like she is pretty sweet career coach. She's awesome at it. Rusty asks if most of my packages ship priority mail. I would say no. Most of my packages are going first class because they're usually shirts, lighter weight, under a pound. But So yeah, first class is what usually I ship. All right, check out this older Orvis tag. I don't know if I'd say vintage on this. I have to be careful when I label something as vintage. And, a lot of times I'll use the word vintage, even though there may not be a vintage market for people aren't typing in, I want a vintage Orvis shirt that's like a polo like this. So, but I still got $24 for this. And it was like a lime green polo men's XL, kind of an interesting color. With those funky colors, I always wonder if they will take a while to sell, but this one didn't take too long. And it's sitting at just a pound. So I'm going to squeeze it in and see if I can get it in the poly mailer still at a pound. We'll see. We're still good because I'm using eBay's labels. I have a pound or less that is considered first class. If you go to the post office, they only give you 13 ounces, which is 13 ounces is considered first class. 14 ounces is considered priority mail. That's another benefit of printing from home. All right, here's a brand, Sol Angeles. I won't even recommend it. I'm not going to show you because it's not an item I'll pick up again. Took so long to sell, and finally I got $19 for it. But I think it was new with tags. It's got a tag on here. I say I think because I can't tell if it does have wear and someone just put a tag on here. Ethan Banks coming from YouTube now. Thanks, Ethan. Ethan, what are you studying in college? Are you studying business? Some of you may be wondering why I weigh it before and weigh it after. Some of these items, if they're close to a pound, I will weigh it before to make sure it's first class and then weigh it again just to make sure it is still first class with the poly mailer in there. All right. Next two items went to the same buyer. I love it when that happens. He sent two really good offers, or I should say she, because they're women's items. And I'll show you what they are. So combined, I sold these two, like this vest and a sweater for $76. I've got this spider, like full zip, kind of like a ski layer, winter layer. So that was great. Ethan is studying business marketing. Nice. I graduated with marketing from the University of Arkansas. I figured business just because Ethan's a reseller. So he's got that mind. And then Eddie Bauer got this down vest. They were both size medium, which is great for a women's size. And like I said, best offers on both of these for $30 each plus shipping. Sorry, they were $70 total. I charged $5 for shipping on each of these. So $70 total all in on these. And I think I can get those in a padded flat rate. The great thing about down is it packs really well and it's lightweight. How do I fold a shirt that good? Rusty, I have like a 4-minute video on that on YouTube. I've got a video on how I fold shirts and how I fold pants. 2 different videos, and they're pretty recent. So I won't take time now to show you, but go watch that video and you can see it there. Can I talk about reselling and taxes? Yeah, I can't talk much about it just because I don't want to give information. I'm not an accountant, and I don't want to give you advice that would be considered like a more legal advice that, is not really certified. So I'll suggest that if you're selling consistently, I don't have a number for you. When I went full-time, was it when I went full-time? It was probably about 8 months after I started selling. No, it was as I went full time, 1.5 years in, I actually got a business LLC. Before that, I was just filing on my taxes on a Schedule C as a sole proprietor. And then the reason why I switched over to an LLC is because I save on taxes. but I honestly don't know how it works. I just trust my accountant, so I give him the numbers. But as far as what I do, I have the GoDaddy app, or I have the GoDaddy. Yeah, I have the app and I have the desktop program, and it's $10 a month. It pulls in my bank, it pulls in my credit cards, pulls in all of my selling accounts, pulls in pretty much everything I need. And then I just categorize it as income or an expense. And then from there, that's what I give to my accountant when I go to file taxes every quarter. So, and especially at the end of the year, it pulls in down to the penny all of my transactions. It's been super helpful. And as I mentioned before, it's only $10 a month. So that's how I do that. I don't want to go too far into the weeds on taxes just because it's different for every person. And I can't give you advice except to know that, I have taxes taken out every month, and then my accountant just files for me every quarter. So it's kind of nice to have it taken out every month so I don't get hit with this big tax bill at the end of the year and have to pay in several $1,000s. So that's just kind of a general snapshot from top view how I do that. But GoDaddy.com is the bookkeeping software that I use, again, if you're interested in that. And there are a lot of people that use that, actually. All right, let's get to shipping this. Let's switch this around. Can I just roll this up because that's the best way to get this stuff to fit into this padded flat rate. I'll take an opportunity to say it to those watching that may be new, because I'm getting some follows in this TikTok, that Chris is in the live with me, Chris at Peak on TikTok. He has a great channel if you're looking for another reseller who puts out a lot of content that's super helpful. So go follow Chris at Peak. But him and I have a show, Two Flippin' Dudes, that we do every week on Thursday at 8 Eastern on my YouTube channel. And it's a fun show. We play a game, friendly competition. We talk about, hot topic things that are going on. If eBay releases updates or just changes that they're making, we talk about items that we're picking up, and we just connect with the reseller community, answer questions, things like that. So would love to have you there. Come join us on Thursdays at 8 Eastern. And from time to time, we have guest resellers. We like to feature sometimes new resellers, sometimes experienced, but get a different perspective other than just Chris and I. So, all right, next item up. This is one of the two. Ethan, here's your answer right here, if you're still watching. This was my most expensive sale from this past weekend. And I was kind of shocked because I had an offer from an international buyer come in this last week for like $40 plus shipping, which was quite lower than I was wanting. And then I countered, never heard from the person again. And then they sold for full price. Let's see here, $75.34. Guys, these are Crocs. I paid probably $5 for these. I mean, great condition, but look at that print, this leopard print, like sandal, a wedge sandal, I think is what you would say with that, or heel. I'm not sure. I don't know if that, yeah, that's a wedge. I don't know. Ladies, is that a wedge? I need more advice from the ladies watching. Can you confirm that's a wedge sandal? I think I put that in the title. But yeah, $75 for these. Was kind of shocked. They were sold comps from 60 to 120, 120, closer for the new ones. So yeah, great flip here. And I think this will be, well, I'll put this in a padded flat rate because I did charge for priority mail. From time to time, I will get women's stuff. like a women's top or sweater or something, if it has like a pattern or a cut that I'm not familiar with, I'll just go to my wife and be like, all right, what are my keywords that I use for this? And she's really good at knowing just different keywords and things to help the buyer that's looking for that item find it. So Ethan, that was number 1 of 2 items that sold in the 70s. Yeah, Ethan, we need to have you on at some point too. That'd be a lot of fun. I got to pop out. Don't answer that. Ginger, oh, you said you're popping out, so I'll just wait till you come back in. Amber, what's going on? Funny story about this, and I can't confirm it was the same buyer, but this sold. It's a Tommy Bahama 100% linen shirt, men's 2XL. I mean, you can see the Tommy Bahama. It's like the Relax series, which is their casual, like Hawaiian attire. I had a buyer reach out in a message and say, hey, I'm pretty sure that's fake. And I'm looking at it, and I only had 3 pictures of it, and I'm like, how can he tell it's fake? Like, I had obviously a picture of like the front whole portion, the back, and then a close-up of the tag. And so I'm thinking, I don't think this is fake. I think he's just wanting me to lower the price. And I'm looking at it going, no, I mean, I know Tommy Bahama. I sell them all the time. So I didn't do anything. I didn't respond to him because I'm just like, I think he just wants me to lower the price. And then it sold for full price. I'm not sure if this is the guy that bought it, hoping that I would lower the price, but it sold for $31.09 on this linen shirt. And that's pretty par for Tommy Bahama linen shirts. And it's just a standard blue, no like color patterns or anything. Well, I don't know that I've ever heard of like Tommy Bahama being faked. I guess it could, but you know, most items that are faked are like really high in demand, like your Nikes, your Gucci, you know, higher end brands. I'm like, who's faking Tommy Bahama? That would be hilarious if it was happening. All right, sold a women's limited dress shirt, new with tags for $25.84. Once I see that Ginger's popped back in, I'll answer that question that she asked. But I don't see that she's jumped in just yet. And then the last of this batch is a pair of 511 pants that I sold for $26 all in. Was it 26? 27. 27 all in. Going to Pittsburgh. Anyone in the Pittsburgh area? All right. You know the drill. Got to put in these totals. I'll say it again on YouTube if you're watching and maybe you just came in recently. Will you give me a thumbs up? I'd really appreciate it. Trying to do math in my head. 776 divided by 2 is, I know I've done this a time or two, but I think it's 388. Post lady is here. I'm going to miss her. I think she would wait 30 minutes for me to finish this live. I'm just kidding. I wouldn't ask her to do that. She wouldn't do that anyways. All right. Second batch going. Michael, what's going on? I got a friend from California watching. What's going on, Michael? Ask what do you eat for breakfast to fuel your day? That's a great question. He's setting me up for that one. He's teeing up for me. I mean, it's kind of a funny joke, but Michael came to visit probably a month or, God, has it been 2 months, Michael? Stayed with us for a few days, and we asked him, like, what do you eat for breakfast? We'll get that stuff for you. And he was like, yeah, and told me his breakfast of choice, which was like yogurt and granola and fruit. And so we bought it, and I was like, wow, this is really good. I'm going to start doing this. So ever since he left, I've been eating yogurt, fruit, and granola for breakfast, and sometimes like midday snacks. It's so good. Steve, what's going on? Mr. Hayes, what's up? What do you all eat for breakfast? I'll kick that back to you. Before Michael's, huge revelation and inspiration for me, I was just doing a banana. I would do a banana and then eat like an early lunch. But Michael has changed my life for the better. Nick Renee, sausage, eggs, coffee. Nice. Got a Wheaties on TikTok. Got oatmeal. I used to do eggs every morning for breakfast. I kind of go in phases. Like I'll do something for like 6 months or a year, and then I will start to get tired of it and then switch to something else. So, I guess after, about a year of doing a banana, I was primed when Michael got here to switch breakfast routines. Of course, I love big breakfast. I'm from the South, so I like my biscuits and gravy. And we used to do like big breakfast on the weekend or brunch. But it's just gotten to where I just don't feel the greatest after I eat that stuff. And it's more of a question of, do I want to enjoy this and feel miserable the rest of the day? Like if I eat that much like greasy food, I just don't feel good. So I've been kind of shying away from big breakfast, even though it's kind of sad. I do have to have an occasional brunch, and just go all out and just pay for it. It's kind of like Taco Bell, like Taco Bell, so good, but you're going to feel bad afterwards. It's like, is it worth the stomach ache? Steve says, I make killer sausage milk gravy. Man, I believe it. I can picture it. Like my mouth is almost watering just thinking about biscuits and gravy with sausage. Good biscuit is hard to beat. Rusty. Nick and Renee, same every 6 months switch. Last was avocado, egg, and sausage. Nice. I used to do oatmeal for a while. I've done smoothies, like a banana and peanut butter and milk. Trying to think what else. Breakfast routines. There was a time where I didn't eat breakfast, but gotta eat, right? Gotta fuel up. All right, Banana Republic shirt. Actually, let me check for duplicate states here. PA, Texas, California, Kentucky, Arizona. Okay. Banana Republic shirt sold for $30. This was new with tags. Jess makes chocolate gravy. I've heard of that. I've never tried it. Have you all tried chocolate gravy? Ethan is a French toast guy. French toast homemade by me. When I was a kid, I used to do y'all remember they still have them out there. I just haven't had them in forever, but the toaster strudels, I used to love those things, like the strawberry or raspberry you would douse it with the icing packet that was always too small. Am I making anyone hungry right now? I'm definitely getting there. It's lunchtime for me. Or, before school, my sister and I would always fight over the Pop-Tarts. If there was one left, the chocolate Pop-Tarts were always good. Kathy, what's going on? Welcome to the live. Kathy's a faithful viewer of our show. Ginger, now that you're back, I'll answer your question you asked about how I pay every year or every month. I think it's what you're asking. Is that correct? Leslie is in the live with us. Steve, my 9-year-old likes toaster scramblers. Never had those. Am I missing out? Actually, I think I have had those. Those are, it's like the toaster strudels with egg and sausage in between, isn't it? It's been a while, though. So it's based on how my accountant does it, Ginger. Ginger was asking how I have my taxes taken out every month. I don't know how he's doing it, honestly, because I have a different accountant than when I had in Colorado. And in Colorado, it was just every 3 months, but he takes it out every month. He has the IRS automatically deduct a certain amount. So I just give him a good estimate of what I think my salary is going to be for the year. He divides it up by 12 and then takes that amount out every month. I love that. It's predictable. And then at the end of the year, if I make over or under, I either pay in or get a refund. So if you have an accountant, Ginger, you are an accountant. What am I saying? You don't need to have an accountant. I don't know. I don't know how he does it. That's funny. That little reminder that you're an accountant kind of just went off in my brain. You should know this, right? I don't know how he does it, but yeah, estimated tax payments. That sounds about right. All right, next item up are FootJoy Greenjoys, brand new golf shoes. Greenjoy is at the lower end of FootJoy golf shoes. I got $48 for these. These are a size 13, and they actually got returned once before. So this is the second time I've sold them. Sold them more the first time for more money. So it's I would kind of like to get that price back, but that's okay. They're gone. It's the difference of selling them on offer versus someone just paying full price. Michael, if you're still watching, you completely inspired everyone with your food conversation question. Let's go into Ethan's territory, South Carolina. All right, these next two items I sold as a bundle on the listing. These were the same shirt, same size, just different patterns. So Columbia PFG, I don't know how you say this, but Super Tamiyami, something like that. And then I've got a Columbia PFG Super Bonehead. Got to be careful because my marker's open. I don't want to get that there, get marker on my shirt. So both of these, like I said, same, very similar colors, just different patterns. We got a full price of $41.09, I think. Yeah, $41.09 plus 7 shipping. So almost $50 for both of these. Thank you all for loving me, Animal Lover and 757 hopping around. Yeah, and I think that was the difference, Ginger. You said I don't do taxes. My Colorado accountant was an accountant, not necessarily like a tax expert. Whereas I think, I could be wrong, but I think the guy that I have now, that's more up his alley. So he knows how to do that more. But yeah. Yeah, it's gingham. This one is. I don't typically pick up these PFGs, but because they were 2 for $4 each, and I knew that I could lock them together and get one price, pay one shipping amount, that's why I did it. And I will say, like, if it's just the PFG, it's not really worth much. But because these were like the Super Bonehead and the Tamiyami or whatever they call it, that's why I went for more. All right, Redhead camo shirt. This was men's small, but camo sells well. Going to Arizona. Got $22 for this all in. This is heavier, so I'm gonna make sure it's under a pound. Yeah, Jess says on TikTok, I've had a lot of success lotting together shorts. Women's or men's shorts? I was kind of shocked when these sold for full price of $26.09 plus 8 for shipping. So these are Banana Republic linen pants. $34 on these. I paid $4.50 for them. This was an international order, actually. So it's going to Erlanger, Kentucky. Redhead ghillie suit. I'm not sure I know what that is. Here's an old item. Man, I am so glad to see these gone. Check out these Sperry's. They're kind of unique, but they just do not go for much. This buyer made an offer for $8, like $10 lower than what I was asking. I was like, yeah, get them out of here. $8 plus 10 shipping, or 8 shipping. So 16 total. These like really gold, shiny Sperry's. There are so many Sperry's out there that, I mean, this was the second pair I bought about 2 pairs at a yard sale for a couple bucks each. Still made money on them, but finally got rid of these, and don't pick up Sperry's hardly ever unless they're like winter boots or new. Going to California. All right. Sold this women's like Patagonia. I think this is like a monkey fur fleece vest. Gray color, gray with a purple accents. Got 40 bucks for it, probably a week or two after listing it. And I think Patagonia is a brand that if I could sell one brand for the rest of my life and find it all the time, it would be that brand. I believe in who they are. I believe in their values. I believe in their missions, what they do, like directionally and strategically with their company. It's just a great brand. I actually, so this past, like for my birthday and Christmas this year, I took some money that I got and bought a nice rain jacket, a Patagonia rain jacket, and I bought a Patagonia down jacket. So I spent some money to get some nice pieces for winter and rain. Both of them. I mean, I don't know the chances of this, but I was like a goob, I guess. I was walking and I took a step up on a curb and somehow missed it at the library holding books and fell flat on my face in my rain jacket. So I got a little bitty like rip under my sleeve. I mean, it's not very big, but it was just kind of frustrating because it was like a new piece and it's like, it's no longer perfect. And I fell on my face. I'm like laying on the ground. My wife turns around. She's like, "What is going on?" I'm like, "I don't know." I felt so foolish, as you do when you fall, like when you shouldn't fall. So I contacted Patagonia, and they repair all their items. So I sent that off this morning. Took off. I paid shipping $5, and they'll fix it for me, and then send it back for free. And if it can't fix it, then they give you the option of either getting the item back, maybe it's something sentimental that you don't want to get rid of, or having a merch credit. So they would give me credit for the jacket, and then I could go buy a new jacket. So, I mean, it's pretty cool what they do. And funny thing is, my down jacket that I was telling you about this last weekend, I was camping and it got like a little tiny hole where the filling is coming out on the sleeve. And again, I'm like, no, my new jacket. So I'm going to send that in as well and get that taken care of. So $10 to have both of those little holes patched up. Love the company. Great, great company. All right, I've got two more items actually. Check this out. I paid $3 for this guy. Nick and Renee's have a flea market where I get endless Patagonia in the North Face. That's awesome. $3 for this Furby. I picked up 2 of these at a yard sale about 3 or 4 weeks ago. I sold the black one already, probably a week after listing it. This one just sold. You can see the box is kind of torn. I put that in the description that box had damage, but the manual is in there. The tag is attached to this Furby. Pretty sweet piece from 1998. This sold for a full price of $69.84. Again, I paid $3 for each of these, and the first one, which was black, sold for I think $74 all in. So about $120 or $30 on $6 spent for these Furbies. And the buyer sent me a message, which that doesn't usually happen, but He said, "You have made a happy disabled dad and even more appreciative daughter. Thank you." So happy to make someone's day, and hope the girl that's getting this just loves it. Not sure how she knows about Furbies if she's young, but kids these days. All right, so I need to ship that out. I need to get a box. And I actually could do a shoe box, I think. So that is just under a pound, but by the time I add box and bubble wrap, it's going to be 2 pounds. So I'm going to go ahead and put in 2 pounds and just see what the price is. $10. I don't think that can be touched. No, FedEx, UPS can't really beat that. So I think I can get this into a shoebox. We'll see. Maybe not. I'm going to go and see if I have a box in the other room. I'm killing it with Furbies. I know. I really love finding those. That's the only 2 I've ever found. I shouldn't say that. I found one at Savers one time, but it was really ratty and had stains and stuff. Lynn, what's going on? Thanks for jumping on. He's been trying to get into these lives for so long. All right, let me go find that box. All right, I didn't have a box in there. My box supply has been dwindling, but I'm just going to use one of these larger ones that I have. And then I saved some of the styrofoam from something else, so I'll go ahead and put it in this, I don't know, just as like a layer, even though it's not really breakable. Simply Steph 5 joined. Welcome, Steph. Person's probably going to be like, why did you put styrofoam in here? But, at least it keeps it kind of, actually, it's not going to work. Too big. So we won't put that in there. That's kind of tall for this box, but I'm going to make it work. Tanya, thanks for following me. I appreciate that. Great question, Ethan. That's an original question. I've never gotten that before. How much money do you hold in your wallet for yard sales? I keep just like probably $200. So I've got it here on my desk with some change and stuff. And every Friday I'll go out. I'll start off with 200, and then if I need to go back and get more, but I hardly ever do that. What about you all? What's like your go-to cash in your pocket for when you're doing yard sales? double check it, make sure it's still good. And we are just under by 1 ounce. When I have something that is like electronic or I don't want water damaged, I'll definitely seal the edges to keep it from water obviously getting in. All right, good to go. About $200 for yard sales, estate sales. Take around 200, a 50, a 20, then a couple fives, and about a 30, and about $31 bills. Nice. GJ Hollinsworth on YouTube asks what apps I'm using to find yard sales in my area. And honestly, I was using Yard Sale Treasure Map app, but that's no longer a thing anymore. So kind of a sad day because that was a pretty sweet app. Right now, I'm open to suggestions. What are y'all using? Because I don't really have anything that I would say that I'm using besides just like going on Craigslist or Facebook and searching for those. You want to have any great tools out there? In the bathroom dance. I really have to go to the bathroom. Right. One more item after this. For some reason, the label doesn't generate. Ginger has yet to do a yard sale. Man, you're missing out. That's where all the good stuff is. Lynn says, Craigslist has the same map if you download the app. That's good to know. I'll have to do that. Very seasonal in Connecticut. That makes sense. Eric, the Vintage Hunter, joined. Welcome, Eric. Yeah, I've been dying to get back out to yard sales. We went camping last weekend, and unfortunately, they had a high-end yard sale. And in the description, they were like Lululemon, North Face, and then naming off some brands. And I'm like, of course, this is the weekend that I'm going camping. Hey, Muse, I do this full time. This is my job right here. I've been full-time for 3 years. Quit and never looked back. There are times I've doubted it, but I'm still going strong. All right. The last item I sold was this women's Banana Republic New with Tags shirt, and I believe I got 30 for it. Snow in Denver. Yeah, I was hearing about that. Someone else was telling me that lives in Denver that you guys are getting snow recently. Yeah, so $30 all in on this women's Banana Republic shirt, New with Tags. Getting snow tomorrow in Illinois. Man, it's crazy. Mid to late April. It's sunny and 70 here right now. All right, boom, boom, shaka, laka. I don't know if that is effective if you say it slow like that, though. I think you have to kind of run it together. Just external thoughts. All right, so shipping is done. A question came in. How do you keep track of yard sales? Honestly, I don't write down receipts. You can write down what you bought and then the date or something and how much you paid. I don't do that. Usually just for like tax purposes, I will in my phone create a note and I'll just say like, I'll really quickly type up like the 3 things I bought at a yard sale and I'll put $16 or however much I spent. Then at the end of the day, I'll go into my GoDaddy software, into the app, and I'll put the total amount that I spent on yard sales, I'll put the date, and I'll just call it good there. So, I mean, if I were to get audited, obviously I would probably need something, but I don't do yard sales that much, and I'm not spending a lot. Like, it's not my primary way that I'm getting goods. So, and when I do go, it's like $30, $40. So, but that's what you can do is just take a piece of paper. I don't know, honestly, if the person doing this, the yard sale has to sign it or not to like validate it, but I did have an offer come in just now on, where is it? An old item. So I'll probably end up taking this. Arc has a frost warning, so take your plants in. Yeah, right. Does it? Actually, I think you're right. I think I was hearing about that. I don't have any plants to bring in, but I appreciate that, Danny. Yeah, so here's a pair of Hurley brand new shorts, size 28. That's why they've been sitting for a long time. I have them for 17. I just relisted these recently originally got them November of 2018. So the offer came in for 15. I'm going to accept that. And I will have 2 items that will be Chris's one for oldest sale. Hey, Muse, I know you said earlier you just put in your 2 weeks, quitting your job to go full time. Do I live comfortably? I would say I'm okay. I have, it goes in waves. I don't want to say exactly how much I make just because it's kind of personal, but not that you're asking that question. But I will say what's important to me is time. I want time with my family. I don't want to work a job and spend 50 to 60 hours in the office with high stress to make a lot of money, which I've had those corporate jobs, not necessarily that they were high stress, but I've had those jobs before. And ultimately what I want is time. So I'm okay with making less in order to have more time and to have time where I'm my own boss. I'm building something. It's a lot of fun. At times it is stressful. But yes, you can live comfortably on a reseller income, but you have to really work for it. I mean, it's not something that comes easy. There are a lot of people out there saying like, you can get started on Amazon, you can make thousands of dollars a month. And I mean, of course that's true, but nothing is going to come easy. It's not going to just be like you click a button and all of a sudden sales are coming in. You have to really work for it. And so I would say, my wife has a great job. I'm making a decent income. And yeah, I think it's just different for me to answer that because before we left Colorado, my inventory was up to over 2,000 items. And now I'm down to about 1,400. So there's a huge gap there that I'm still trying to build back up to get to that point where I was in Denver. But before we left, obviously I sold off a bunch of inventory so I didn't have to bring it. And before I left, I was making a comfortable salary. So it's just going to take some time to get back up to there. And we've been in COVID. I mean, it's just been a wild year. So when we got here, I had like 900 listings. So I was over half down. And it was somewhat stressful for sure because we were in COVID, we were in summer, and I had half of my inventory, not making money for me. But yeah, I mean, it just depends on, to answer that question, just, again, to recap, you can make a comfortable salary, but it's just different because it's your time. You don't have someone that you have to answer to. You don't have deadlines you have to meet. I mean, you still have to do the work, but I like it. I like what I'm building. I like that I can take off and go run errands midday if I need to, or go to the store, or, go outside and work on the yard. I mean, I put in a full-time, I work full-time. I'm not like, it's not like I'm working 3 hours a day here and then maybe 4 tomorrow. I'm working full-time on this job, but again, it's a chill full-time rather than having to drive to work and, all the shenanigans there. So, but it's not for everyone. I'm not going to tell you that everyone should quit their jobs. If you like your job and you like what you're doing, I would say keep doing it. Thank you for that question. And I said this in a live, but it's obviously less stressful when you're a part-time reseller because you can, assuming you don't need that money, which when I was part-time, we didn't need the money. I had a full-time job. My wife was working. We both had great salaries coming in. I was reinvesting all the money in my business, never taking a dollar out. But as soon as I went full-time, now I need that money. So it gets more stressful. And it probably took me, honestly, probably 6 months to figure out. I mean, I kept building, but it was like, is this going to work? Like, am I going to be able to do this? And it wasn't a fun 6 months. It was somewhat stressful for me. So there's pros and cons to everything. I'm not going to be one of those guys. And if I ever get to be one of those guys where I'm posting videos in front of Lambos and mansions and things with the gold chains, like, slap me, because sometimes I get like, yeah, it's possible, but that's very rare that people get to that point. But they sell it like anyone can do this. And I guess if you really want that, you could do it, but it's not easy. You have to really put in the time. Yeah, and that makes total sense. Amy says, my significant other makes enough money for both of us, so I want to take a break from working and do this full time. And that, I mean, that's why I can't give advice, like blanket cookie cutter advice, because there's so many different factors that weigh into it. And that helps to have someone whose salary is covering both of you. And if that's the case, then you have less pressure. It's a lot more fun. You can kind of dabble with it, or you can kind of test things out and see what's working. So I would definitely say you're in a really good scenario, and I'm not hesitant at all with what you've told me so far. So that's awesome. Danny on YouTube says, I want you to get a Tesla so I can get a ride. Yeah, I mean, Teslas are awesome, but probably will never own a Tesla. Sorry, Danny, to crush your gene. Man, why can't I talk? I'm crushing your dreams, Danny, and I'm sorry. But like where I am now, if eBay was all I did for the rest of my life, I could make enough money to live. I could make enough money to pay our bills, to put some away for savings and things like that. I have, several different streams that I'm trying to get going so that eBay is not all that I have. So eBay will probably be the main business for a long time. I've got YouTube monetized. I've got TikTok monetized. I've got Amazon affiliate links. I've got different things coming in so that hopefully as I grow, yeah, it will be more lucrative, but it's going to take work. All right, guys. Well, I've got some listing to do today, and I'm done shipping. So this is the end of the shipping video. So those watching on YouTube or watching on TikTok, I appreciate you watching, and we'll be live, Chris and I, on Thursday at 8 Eastern. So if you'd like to join in on a live reseller show, come join us. It's going to be a lot of fun. But I do want to say thanks for watching, and I'll go ahead and end YouTube first. Thank you so much, guys, and have a great one. Make sure to hit that like button before you leave.